Alrighty guys, how's it going? My name is Mr. Boss for the win, and this is going to be the RPG episode of the Guns of Black Ops 2. Now, just a little bit about this video. Obviously, I'm using an RPG, so some spots might be a little bit slower than others, but don't worry about that. I felt like it was a pretty exciting gameplay, considering the fact I was running around with an RPG and a stakeout. So whenever I ran out of ammo, I would use the stakeout. So, you know, just know sometimes I do get stakeout kills, but other than that, that is pretty interesting. So let's get on with the history of the RPG. So the RPG was officially designed, there were some, really some antique models, but really designed in the Soviet Union around World War I, World War II, when the big tank era came in, because that's what it was meant for. It was meant to be an anti-tank grenade, except that the handheld grenades they had weren't powerful enough to destroy the tanks. So obviously they just put a bigger rocket and they needed something to launch it in, thus a rocket-propelled grenade. So that's basically it. It was developed in the Soviet Union, but then after that, it was produced all over the world. Basically, it was a massive product that was obviously shipped and distributed everywhere by the time World War II had come around. Okay, so the RPG in Black Ops. Now, the RPG in Black Ops is a free-fire weapon, meaning it doesn't have any lock-on capabilities, and you do get 2 rockets. So I guess you could take out something like a chopper gunner or an attack helicopter, but you would have to, well, actually, you could do it because you wouldn't have to take out the flares. Since there's no lock-on capability, if you were to hit a chopper gunner in midair, you would be able to do it with 1 RPG. Now, granted, that would be a little bit more difficult because there's no lock-on capabilities, but it's still very doable. However, I find the RPG more of like an anti-person RPG, basically meaning if I'm sitting up in a higher position and I've run out of ammo and I see a cluster of people maybe about to jump on a flag, I'm going to pull out my RPG and, you know, I'm going to blast them with it. I'm going to destroy them, obviously, and like that guy right there. Sometimes they do survive the RPG, and the only thing negative about it is flak jacket basically makes it useless. You're never going to kill anyone when someone's wearing flak jacket. So yeah, that's about what I would use the RPG in Black Ops for. Now let's talk about what I want in Black Ops 2. So in Black Ops, in Black Ops, when you have Scavenger, you start with 3 RPGs, but you don't gather anymore. I think it would be really nice if you could maybe gather some more RPGs. Now that does beg the question, oh, that's just like endless noob tubes, but I think that using an RPG is a little bit more challenging than a noob tube or a grenade launcher, simply because your speed of your character is slowed down. It's more of an aim and shoot. It's not as quick. It's not as precise, obviously not as accurate. And it doesn't allow for as easily of a kill. But in Black Ops 2, I would like to see a rocket scavenger, nice multi-kill right there, rocket scavenge, and I want to see a mode between lock-on and free fire. And I fall off the cliff right there because I know that I didn't have any more rockets. I want to get some more rocket gameplay. Okay, so what I mean by free fire is I would want a mode that allows the RPG to lock on to vehicles, whatever you want, but I also want a free fire mode. Now, I was thinking if you got the free fire mode, you would get an extra rocket, but if you chose lock-on mode, you would lose an extra rocket, meaning you would only have 1 or 2 with Scavenger. So that's the trade-off. If you want to lock on to something, you're only going to get 1, but if you want a free fire, you can get 2 or 3 or however many you have with Scavenger. So that's what I'm thinking. Since everything else is kind of burst mode in the game, why not make the RPG a burst mode and just give it basically like a little trade-off. If you want to lock on, if you want to not lock on, you'd be able to have the ability to do that. And as you can see, the RPG is a pretty stellar weapon. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, obviously, when you're using the RPG, you do want to have the high ground because it's kind of difficult to shoot rockets up at someone, but it's a lot easier to shoot rockets down at their feet. Like you can see, I'm just doing right here and launching it outside the door, just bouncing it off of surfaces. It has a pretty good spray area. And in combination with the stakeout, not horrible. I mean, I didn't do awful this game, considering I was running around with rockets and jumping around and not using big kill streaks. And I think the game's almost over right here, so I'm just shooting them in the air. Anyways, guys, hope you guys have a great rest of the day. Hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Like if you have enjoyed. I will talk to you later, and I will see you in the next video.